In this video, I'm going to take you through how applications work in the SuperBrain OS, why it matters, why it's awesome, and why it keeps your system nice and lightweight and easy to navigate. That's what we're going to do in this one. You don't want to miss it. All right, what's up? It's me, Jeff. You know that by now. I'm the host of the Superhero Institute videos. I'm also the founder of the Superhero Institute, which is a really amazing online learning network for people who want to make more heroic choices and learn new skills that allow them to become superhuman. It's really great over there. You should join. Link in the description. Also, like, subscribe, all good things. Everyone likes a good like and a subscribe. Everyone loves it when you hit the notification bell. All right, today I'm going to talk to you about applications in the SuperBrain, which is a very cool feature that, if I do say so myself, I developed for the SuperBrain OS so that the SuperBrain OS doesn't become wild and unruly. Quick trip down memory lane. So the SuperBrain that I built was first designed about 3 years ago, I think, and very similar to what you see here that I've shown you in these different videos in terms of having like a reference section and a memory section and all that, and very, very cool. And then I decided, because I had been building all sorts of stuff on my own SuperBrain, I decided the new SuperBrain that I was going to release was going to have everything. It was going to have everything that I had in mind. So it had public speaking tools. It had finance tools. It was insane. It was like 200 different databases. And let me tell you, that was overwhelming for people. It was too much. I would bring people into it and they didn't even know where to start. So the problem is that there was a hard time distinguishing between what was important and necessary versus what was potentially useful, but not necessarily something you need. And so the thing that I decided to do was to scrap that version of the SuperBrain because it was overwhelming and unruly, and pare it back down to just the most important components, which is what we've been going through so far, are the categories of things that really connect to everything else. They're the core, most important databases. And then build a way to add in all of that other stuff later, if you needed it, if you wanted it, right? So not everybody needs a content marketing system. So I have this system called Content Overdrive, and it is Overdrive. It has everything you would need to manage multiple blogs, podcasts, videos, social media, you name it. But not everybody needs that. And so when I would introduce the entire SuperBrain to people before, it was just too much. So instead, now that's an application. So what's an application? Great. I'm glad you asked that. Thank you so much. Great participant. Inside of the Commons, I have this section called Applications, and it's just a database. And there's when you download SuperBrain OS, you'll see how to install apps. But what it is that anytime I develop a particular set of databases that work together, a particular way that something is going to work, workflow, etc. But usually it's just a couple different databases that work together, but they don't necessarily need to be in the Commons because not every time you would use it, and it's likely not going to connect to other things. It needs to become an application. So let me give you a good example of what this might be. So let's say you wanted to make a cookbook, or you wanted to have a whole section for food and cooking and dining and things like that. If you put that in here, all of a sudden this Commons space, which has all databases that are important to the most important things that are in here, right? So everything that is in here, I believe to be important. There are things that you are going to need and hold on to. Unlikely that you would delete any of these. And if you did, there's maybe probably something you might not use, but for the most part, these are all very important components of the SuperBrain and critical. But if you were to have, say, food tags as a separate database, and then maybe you had like, a dining out restaurants kind of guide, or a place for restaurant reviews, or a place for meal planning. Having that in here doesn't really feel relevant or common across all of your spaces. These all could fit across all of your spaces. But what I just described is really more of an application. It's kind of very specialized. It's got its things, but it doesn't necessarily need to be part of the everything. So the idea behind applications was it is a database for having a collection of different databases that work together to fulfill a certain function. So I have a speaker CRM. So in there, it's going to have your speaker pipeline. It's going to have your talk development database. So that's for developing a talk. That's going to be connected to a talk component database that's got, stories that you want, intros that you might use, jokes that you might tell. So it's a place you collect all the stuff you would use in building a talk, and then you would connect that talk to your pipeline when somebody wants to buy one of your talks, right? So that's just an example of that would be an application. I call it public speaking mastery. Then you might have one that, I have a sales CRM, for instance. So the sales CRM is about selling services and developing estimates and tracking things that are in your pipeline. So in there, I've got an estimate builder. I've got a way of building packages. I've got the sales CRM pipeline, and all of those applications work together. Now, in both of those cases that I just described, the speaking database and the sales CRM, both of those are applications that you put them in here. Those pieces work together. But, and this is where the applications idea comes into play, is that I connect each of those to the databases that are inside of the SuperBrain. That's why they're SuperBrain applications, because I'm going to use in that sales CRM and in that speaking CRM, I'm going to use the people in the company's databases. I might connect any of those, for instance, in the talk builder or in the talk component database, I might connect those to tags, right? I might connect updates to my CRM because I want to know things that happen related to one of those deals that I might be engaged in. I might have tasks connected to my CRM, so I can add sales tasks to the place where I track all of my tasks, but they're related to a particular deal. So the idea of applications inside of the SuperBrain is to put together a bunch of stuff that fulfill a specific purpose that aren't relevant broadly across all of your spaces, but that would need to plug into the core system of the SuperBrain of goals, tasks, projects, people, of companies, of notes, of articles, of updates, tags, locations. All of these can be pulled in as relations. So that's how I've designed the applications to be modular. And if you were to delete an application, it doesn't harm anything that happens inside of the commons. And you can actually bring in any of these other databases into those applications as a view. So for instance, if you were to have deal notes in your sales CRM, you could have your notes connected to your deals, and then you could bring in a view of the notes database that is filtered to only things that are connected to that particular deal. So really, really useful stuff to be able to have a place to store applications that are specific in their function of what they do, but without weighing down the commons, which are things that are broadly applicable across all of the different spaces in your world. So that's the idea behind applications. I put one of those in the demo space as well. Sorry, that's not the demo space. Here's the demo space. And I put it down here at that. So you'll be able to have the applications database as well. There's really nothing in it. It's just, except for the how to install apps. But you can add properties and connect it to things. Important point to note that I haven't mentioned in previous videos, but I have brought up the Superhero Institute, which is what this channel is on. But all of the things that are for sale in the Notion marketplace, all of the premium templates that we do, and any of the AI stuff that we're going to get to in later videos, all of that stuff is available for purchase a la carte in the Notion marketplace. But if you join the Superhero Institute, everything that I put on the Notion marketplace is available to paid members, all included. So everything that I develop, every template that I build, every AI role that I create, everything that I do, which we'll talk a lot about that later, it's all available in the monthly membership. So consider that it's getting access to the most premium of the SuperBrain OS system, all for just a monthly charge. And you get to be part of this really cool community. I've got courses in there, and it's really amazing. But anyway, that's in there. So all of these pages, now we have a fully, completely built SuperBrain OS, and you should be able to connect all of the pieces together. And all of these pages are available in the links of the videos throughout this series. You just download them, you add them to your, or you duplicate them into your workspace, you connect them, you make it your way, or again, you can just go and buy it off of the Notion marketplace, which would make me really happy. Thank you for all of that. So that has been, this is the first part of this whole video series, is going through rebuilding the SuperBrain from scratch, the SuperBrain OS from scratch. And now you should be able to do that by following through these videos. And then in the next one, we are going to go into Notion AI. I'm going to take you through the entirety of how amazing Notion AI is. I know there's a lot of people on the Notion subreddit who absolutely hate it. And I guess I get it because the first Notion AI was terrible. And I have a very conflicting relationship with AI in general. I think that it's horrible for the world, but Notion AI is so freaking useful sometimes that it's hard to absolutely hate it. It's actually been amazingly useful for me. So I'm going to teach you the best ways to use Notion AI to make your life better, your business better, to make you more efficient, to make you more effective, all without all of the nonsense that comes along with awful AI usage where you begin to everyone sounds the same because it sounds like ChatGPT wrote it. Not in the way that I've designed this system. This system is incredibly useful. So that's going to come up in sort of part 2 of this series. We're going to go into the AI, and I'm going to teach you everything there is to know about how to make it work. I mean, really, really make it work. But for now, hopefully you have everything you need to have built your own SuperBrain OS, or to have decided that you don't want to do it yourself and you're just going to buy it from the Notion Marketplace or join the Superhero Institute. We'd love to see you in there. Thanks for joining. Make sure to front kick the like button and headbutt the subscribe button, and body slam that notification bell. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for coming through this one.